Peace, family. What it do? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know who I am him, Junes, the NBIC, giving all praise and glory to the heavenlies, for they are worthy to be what? To be praised. Last but not least, I want to give a shout out to all you guys for your continuous support, leaving all that feedback, the positive, the negative, all things is respected and needed, because it allows me to do what I do best, and that is to continue keeping my foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed heathenites. Next round of applause for that. Yeah. Turn my gains up just a little bit. Yeah. Um, it was a wonderful day today, man. It's peaceful, cool, calm, collective. Can't complain. See my clients. I seen a women's street basketball game. First time ever. And it's crazy. The day before, I went to the WNBA game. So seeing two female balling 2 days in a row, you know what I'm saying? That's something in itself. You feel me? Other than that, man, my Wednesday was cool, man. But yo, check this out. I wanna pose a question to you guys. I really need an answer, right? And the question is, what's causing us to have self-hate? Why are we the only people that hate ourselves more than anybody else on the face of this earth? I know the schools got something to play with it. I know music, television, the community got something to do with it. But the real reason why we as people hate ourselves so much is because of the indoctrination of religion. See, religion tells you that it's okay to be a slave. Religion tells you that these things that happened to you was ordained by God. Religion tells you that when things get rough, that it shall be God that shall save you from the people God put in place to govern you and make you be in servitude. Today I had to pick up something and I had to drop it off. Now when I had to pick up this product, the product was given to me by a European woman. And as I proceed to drop this product off, when I called the individual, not gonna say his name, the individual sounded like a European. And based on the location where we was at, I assumed that it was a European until I seen the brother come downstairs. And when I seen the brother, I was just thrown away. Not just like thrown away on some, the heck. I was thrown away for the fact that this man was 6'4", built stocky, probably playing football or he's in some type of sports. But he's given that geno of him to a Euro. And the reason why black people are doing that is because they believe that being amongst them will allow certain doors to open, will allow the perception that's placed upon black people to be minimized to I don't know how many percent. And last but not least, is because of what we was told as children growing up, being in these churches, following these religions. You see, a black man that's in Islam will be honored to get married to an Arabic woman, because growing up they knew that this is what Muhammad liked. And if they find themselves an Indian woman with the faith that they are practicing, the love and the respect will be there. And the way that they view black people, I'm talking nationwide, will be minimized to whatever percentage it may be. You get what I'm saying? And when you take that into Christianity's perspective, we spent our entire lives getting on our knees, looking up, seeing an image that didn't look like you. And you was told, whether you was reading it through the Biblos, you was told that this individual was the one that's going to save you. You being the cursed seed. See, Christianity teaches you that you the cursed seed based on you being Ham. Hebrewism teaches you that you the cursed seed because you was disobedient. Islam teaches you that you was the cursed seed. And I don't even know, I'm not going to sit here and lie and act why black people is considered the cursed seed within the Quran, because I don't touch that book. So when you are being fed this curse, you got it in your mind that if I'm cursed and I put myself with a European, then the curse will go away. And if I have an offspring that is a mixed multitude, then the curse will go away. And if I give my son a European name, then the curse will go away. Lo and behold, the ideology of this whole curse concept came to you through religion. This ideology of curse came to you through religion. Religion has created a force field of self-hate. Because who would want to be cursed? Who would want to wake up and hear, oh you cursed. This is why this is happening to you. This is why we're doing this to you. This is why you at the bottom and this. Who wants to hear that? And when you hearing that, and then you're hearing that to go to school to hear about slavery, to hear about all the things that we went through. Let this siren pass. Let the siren pass. To hear all these things that we went through. The first thing that's in that child's mind, the first thing that the mothers and the fathers is teaching their children is, if you find yourself the white woman, things will be easy for you and your child. You want your child to come out light skinned, so they don't have to deal with the hardship of being a pure black individual. You want your child to have a European name, so when they fill out jobs, they won't be discriminated. I was told that they give callbacks for names like Karen and David and Richard and Steve, But they're not going to call the Rayshawns, the Keyshawns. They're not calling that. The Jaquans, they're not calling that. So mothers and fathers already got it in their minds that when they have a child, they're going to ensure that this child carries a European name, aka a name of a pet. Because the names that we have as black people are pet names. See, African names, you can't give it a pet name. But we're programmed through self-hate, through the indoctrination, the foundation of religion first. Then it makes its way to school. Then it makes its way to television. Then it makes its way to the music. And then out comes the community. Do you see the damage that's happening to our people? Where everybody is arguing. We at a space right now where we arguing and giving justification for us being cursed. We are arguing, giving justification for our suffering. Yeah, man, you was disobedient. This is what happened. I know, I was telling this. Until I sat back. Like, you really have to sit back and analyze it all. You got to analyze it all. You got to start tapping into certain things. You got to start reading books. You got to start connecting to the creators of this universe, not the creators of the Bible, not the creators of slavery, not the creators of the European. We're talking about the creators of the universe. You gotta feel the pain of your ancestors. You got to feel the pain. I feel the pain of the young boy and the young girl that was a baby that was fed to the alligators. When I think about it, I get angry. You got to be in that state in order for them to talk to you, in order for them to relate themselves to you. And you must remove this religion aspect, because the whole idea of it is to ensure that you never connect back to your roots. And newsflash, black people, your ancestors is your root. Your ancestors is your root. You won't know where you're going until you know where you come from. And we are so jacked up that we don't know where we come from. That we, not only do we not know where we come from, we are having assumptions to where we come from based on the information given unto us by them. By them. See, today I didn't want to come off and be all angry and be all frustrated. I really wanted to have a conversation with my people. I really need to have a conversation with my people. Because there's no way on God's green earth would a strong black man give his offspring to the offspring of those that threw you in the water, to the offspring of those that shot you in your head, to the offspring of those that forced themselves on your mother, your grandmother, your great 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 grandmother, grandfather, etc. How can we forget that? And what's causing you to bypass that, to put that to the side, like, oh yeah, that was the thing on the, oh, who's teaching you this behavior? You will never see a Jewish woman give herself up to a Nazi, a former Nazi, a family member of a Nazi. The list goes on. You will never find that. But here my brothers giving themselves up, changing their names, correcting how they speak, Their speech has to sound the same. Like I said, when the man answered the phone, I thought, "Yo, I'm doing something. I'm sending something off to a European," until I seen the brother come down. And when I seen the brother come down, had a few words. I'm gonna tell you how jacked up. My brother made the European bring him a big pie of pizza from Manhattan all the way to Brooklyn. The fact that this man wanted to eat a pie of pizza lets you know how hateful he has for himself. The self-hate is real. Pizza is not our food. Pizza is not our culture. Every single sister, every person that eats pizza, and I'm telling you this right now, and I'm going to say it so you can digest this. Every person that you see is pizza lovers are the ones that got the weird looking booties, that got the belly pudge looking disgusting because you love a pizza, because you're eating things that's not good for you. Why you think the sisters in Africa look so well put together? Because they're eating African food. Pizza is supposed to be, grab something, keep it pushing. But when you're eating a pie, that becomes an issue. And nowadays, I'm seeing a high influx of black women walking around with pies of pizza. I seen a sister, while I'm saying this, while I'm driving back home, I see a sister with a cowboy hat, cowboy shoes, with a box of pizza, holding it like the Europeans, racing to get home to eat that pizza. What are we doing? What is the cause of this self-hate? And when you look down the rabbit hole, you will see that it started from religion. From the minute you was taken out of slavery and you was taken off them shores, you was given a biblo and they had all the precepts for you to accept. Like in the book of Galatians or Ephesians, I'm not too sure, where it says, servants, honor your master. Honor your master like you supposed to honor. Submit yourself to your master the way you submit yourself unto Christ. Christ told you, he said that it was okay for you to be a slave. And while you going through your hardship, remember in the book of Hebrews, it says, he chastised those he loved. Who wrote that? Who said that us being chastised is them showing his true love for us? As you can see, I say his true love because you know they like to put monotheism all in our front face. For you ladies, for the sisters, for those that's having doubts on what I'm saying or questioning and saying, is Junior all right? Is June's okay? I am perfectly fine. I'm just saying the things you guys are afraid to say because I am tired. Ladies, why, when you read the Biblos, why there's never no acknowledgement of your greatness outside of Proverbs 31? Everything else outside of that is you being disobedient, you being raped, you being violated. A man could do whatever he wants to you. All of these things is happening to you. You're forced to, when you produce children, you're being told that your child must die if it's a boy. Black children must die if it's a boy. You're not paying attention. Having my sisters gone through labor. Can you imagine you go 9 months through labor and the minute that you're ready to push him out because of the influx of so-called black men? Children was killed. And lo and behold, the only one that made it cross the river was Moses. And then Moses was being raised by the Pharaoh. And not only was he being raised by the Pharaoh, but his mom was instructed to come and breastfeed him. Don't you see the disrespect to you ladies? Have you not read the book of Lamentations? Like it always, the Biblos is always putting my sisters in a wrong shit, in a wrong space. She was a whore. She was a whore. She was a harlot. She did this, but God had mercy upon her because she hid his children. And y'all wrong with that. Like I tell you guys before, the Bible is 80% lies and 20% truth. They want you to believe that it's 80% truth and 20% lies. There's not a single findings, archaeological evidence, whatever, that can go hand in hand with the Biblos. The Zimbabwe war, that's up for question. It's up for question. Because I know how evil these people are. These people will kick you out your house just like they kicked you out your land and said that this is mine. I know what these people are capable of. See, I pay attention. You got to pay attention to the characteristics. Stop listening to the story and pay attention to the characteristics. Because like the word said, there's nothing new under the sun. You have to pay attention to the characteristics. And when the characteristics matches, then that's when you know, oh, this is for real. But there's a lot of things inside the Biblos that does not go right. It does not go hand in hand. And we as individuals, we got to check that. You're obligated. You owe that to your creators. You owe that to your ancestors. You owe that to yourself. You owe that to yourself to find who you are. You have the creator's name, black people. It's not Yah, it's not Yahweh, it's not Yahweh, it's not Bosh. It's none of that garbage. And I don't care what African name you decide to call your God, call on it. But remember, it's not one, it's a day. Monotheism came with the mercenaries. They said, okay, we'll allow you to say that as long as you refer to it as Father. I done gave you guys lessons on this. Go look into the December conversations. Go look down the what they call that. Go look down the lives. I did plenty of episodes on this. I didn't get to where I'm at right now. Off of vision. I got to where I'm at by studying the enemy. You shall be given unto the hands of your enemies. These are not your buddies. These are not your homies. These are not your lovers. It's not your wife. It's not your husband. It's not your, you don't carry the same DNA. We are not the same. And we have to put an end to the contamination. We must preserve our bloodline. Because if we don't, it's going to be combobulated all across the board. And those characteristics that come with those other people is going to make their way to your children. And guess what? It's already here. All the things, everything that you could imagine. Whether it's from homosexuality, the transgender, the this, anything that's pure evil and wicked that goes against the national order is like that because of the crossbreeding. That seed, that blood is in you. And just because you may look like me, There's a high possibility that you are suffering, and you got to learn how to control that. I had to learn how to control that. Yes, my family was raped by these people. My father, from my father's side, was a black man. My father's mother was was a mulatto. Both of my grandparents from my father's side was mulattoes. My grandmother's mother was black, but my grandmother's father was white. My grandfather's father was black, but my grandfather's mother was white. So then you take that, and then you get my pops, and then my pops meet my mom. My mom is a pure, as black as it can be. All the Haitian African culture, the voodoo, all of that, all in her DNA. It's in my DNA. My eye twitches when something bad is about to happen. My left eye tells me someone close to me is about to get into a situation. My right eye twitches is somebody that I know. I have that spiritual power. Where did it come from? It's a pass down. This is what I'm be trying to tell you guys. You guys are letting the enemy feed you foolishness to teach you lies, to keep you away from your true nature. They tell you don't listen to the Egypt stuff. Meanwhile, they telling you not to listen to it, but their whole infrastructure is following it. And look where they at. They absorbing they taking full advantage of this solar universe. And then they giving us their weak bottom feeder gods to idolize, to worship, get on our knees, pray to, wonder if they're going to hear the calling, and look into the sky waiting for the deliverance to happen. At some point, we as people got to wake up and realize something is not adding up. At some point, we got to wake up and realize that we are being led astray. At some point, we got to realize that the purity, the preservedness of our identity is more important than the gold, the riches, the hounds, the sports, the cars, and their women. Because when you produce their offsprings will never be pro black 150%. And if you thinking I'm lying, ask Bob Marley. Bob Marley came out, yo, Black Power, Africa, we're gonna go back to the promised land, this, that, Africa must unite. To find out that in his later years, he was with a European. And then one love, one heart. It went from uplifting the people to now we're together as one. See, this is where the problem lies. And this is no disrespect to the Europeans. I'm not here to disrespect you. I have nothing but love for you. But the harsh reality is, I have to worry about the preservation of my people. Because my people is under attack by your people. My children is under attack by your people. You're bringing them into our space. We can't come to your space. You coming into ours, and you're setting up shop, and you're watching, and you plotting. We allowing these people into our spaces way too much. And all of that comes from what? Self-hate. And the foundation of self-hate comes from what? Religion. Religion. You don't got to agree. You don't got to believe. It's not for you. He that got eyes to see, let him see, ears to hear, let him hear. Some of you guys will not want to hear it because a lot of you guys is contaminated. Some of you guys don't want to hear it because you prefer to be in the mix. You want to be the United Nations. You want to unite all the nations, but yet you have yet to unite yourselves with your relatives. You want to be all in the sauce, all in the refrigerator, all in the kitchen, but you didn't even season. You didn't even season your house yet. You didn't even season your food. But you ready to eat. You ready to share. You ready to be amongst. That's the self-hate. We got to get back to loving ourselves, people. We got to get back to loving ourselves. We got to teach our children how to love themselves. My children will, hey, Dad, what? No, sorry. No disrespect. But we must preserve ourselves. We must put an end to the self-hate. And the self-hate came through religion. All religion has an image that's not black, but got every single black person who is invested into that religion bowing down to things and people that don't look like us. We're reading books and following stories of them talking about them. They talking about themselves. And they giving us these little henchmen that's running around like Ron Dalton. That's running around trying to persuade us black people to believing that we are them. When the people in the land has no recollection of nothing that these people are talking about. So could it possibly be that these people just came and flat out just yacked us up, yoked us up, forced us, threw us on these ships, and then told us, yeah, you like this because you curse. You didn't keep the commandments. And now here we are. We keeping the commandments, but yet we have yet to become the head and still remain the tail. We have yet to receive eternal life. I know people who was commandment keepers who didn't even live to see 75. What's going on? What's going on? What are we trying to do? What are we trying to do? Are we really seeking freedom? Are we really seeking redemption? Because freedom and redemption only is going to happen with pure, certified separation. And the crossbreeds and all that, you gotta leave them. They gotta have their own little island. I could love you from a distance, but you can't be a part of this. You can't be a Johnny Brasco here. No disrespect. Because you made your bed and you chose your side. And it's understood and it's respected. But guess what? You're not needed. That's all I wanted to say to you guys. I just wanted to have this conversation. I mean, it's like I said, this is something that's very needed. It's necessary. You understand? We're suffering out here, guys. We're losing out here, guys. Our genetics is becoming weakened. Our men are becoming weak. Our ladies is coming weaker. Don't let none of this fool you. Women feel empowered because the system is doing the empowering so they can devour the remainers of the black man. And I guess this is why our sisters is so afraid of Project 2025, because the cards have been dealt. Like I tell you black people all the time, you are no longer needed. We are no longer needed. Everything that you think that you qualify to do, you are being replaced. Hard labor, don't worry about it. Sit down and smoke this weed. Bring the migrants in. They're working day in, day out. Oh, you want the desk jobs? The computer jobs where it's quick and simple? Oh, don't worry. AI technology will be doing that. And what are you left with, black people? Kamala? The only thing that you're gonna be left with is government assistance. But when the government tells you that they got no more money to assist you, then what? Our women had burned so much bridges. How can you go back to your man? How you gonna go back to your children's father? How? How? Because that's exactly where we heading. And these gang members is here. I did the video. I uploaded it earlier today, where the migrants has overtaken a whole entire property in Colorado. The Venezuela gang members told the landlord, you can't be here no more. And if you come here, we will kill you and your family. This is going on right now. And the landlord went to the FBI and said that that's not our problem. The landlord went to the police department, and the police department says there's rules and regulations that allows them to be there. But the squatter laws, the spotter laws, wait until them things hit your front door, black people. Because they're not, listen, you will never find these migrants in the upscale white European locations. You will never find the migrants in Beverly Hills. You will never find the migrants in the Hamptons. You will never find the migrants on the Upper East Side. You will never. But you're going to find them in Brooklyn. You're going to find them in Flatbush. You're going to find them in Bed-Stuy. You're going to find them in Brownsville. All the areas that was predominant blacks is now being regentrified. The Europeans is moving in and the Mexicans is moving in too. So where does that leave you? According to what? According to what this Jewish person told my handyman. He said the objective is to move every single one of you black people to the Bronx. And the Bronx right now is building the biggest prison complex to man that's able to house, listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you, that's able to house 500,000 people. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. I came to you guys live once again. Continue supporting. I tell you guys, I love all the feedback. I love it, whether it's positive or negative. And you know I'm going to comment. You know I'm going to give you, because that's just what I do. You understand? Click the link in the bio. Get yourself the No Trump shirt or the No Harris shirt. Get yourself a shirt. Support the movement. Support the rise. Support the rise of the real Bantus. The ones that ain't subjected to none of this religion for Gazy. We subjected to the creators themselves. Excuse me, I'm about to say himself. You hear me? We subject to the creators themselves. Sunini, masculine. Nanini, feminine. And if brothers and sisters don't like it, they're part of the problem. And it's only a matter of time. Tick tock, till they be removed. And if it's your first time, I hope it's not your last time. If it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, that means I'm still on your mind. That means we got to stay on this grind because it is about time we shine. Because, hey, you better get yours because I'm going to get mine. And if I said this once, let me say it again. I am him, Jones, the NBIC, aka Mr. Keep My Foot on you heathens, you Hebrews, and the newly installed. You hear me? The newly installed. Heathenites next. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Listen to one half of the creator say it one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all. One.